Cancer, in 3 days, something strange will happen right inside your home. You'll have to leave and return to a surprising change. Cancer, do you feel the silent shifts in your home at night? Not noises, but a quiet intuition that something is approaching very close, and you can't ignore this signal. Dear Cancer, let me sit beside you a little longer, like someone who has walked through countless seasons of life, to tell you something the cards have never lied about. I'm not here to scare you, nor to paint dreamy illusions. I'm here to remind you of something that deep down you've already felt. Something is coming, a shift, a major movement behind the veil of reality. I know there were moments you felt like everything was falling apart. You stood inside your own home yet felt empty, unsure of what lies ahead. But you know, sometimes life needs to collapse so it can rebuild a stronger foundation. And sometimes, what seems like a loss is actually a disguised gift the universe is sending to you. I've seen the cards, ancient symbols of deep truth, a tower collapsing under lightning, an empty hand clutching the last coin, and the mysterious image of the moon. Yes, it doesn't look like a blessing, but it's not a punishment either. It's an awakening, a gentle push from destiny to remind you it's time. And I, with full faith in the light you carry in your heart, want you to remember, you didn't come here to collapse halfway. You came here to keep going, to look into the darkness and realize you are far stronger than you ever believed. Cancer, you are a soul of emotion, a soul that feels the changing of the tides within your own heart. You feel the shift before it touches your skin, and because of that sensitivity, you also get hurt easily. You doubt yourself. But now is the time to rise once again. And this time, for you, the next 3 cards appear like a message. 2 balanced hands, 3 people working together, and the Empress. They tell me you're about to find balance, not by forcing strength, but by letting go of what's pulling you off course. It might be a conversation that needs to happen, a decision you've been delaying, or a gentle but necessary goodbye to restore your inner peace. And the miracle won't come from afar. It will come from the very place you know best, your home, your heart, and the little things around you filled with love. A blessing, a gift, a divine arrangement you never expected is coming your way. And all you need to do is open your heart, even just a little, to receive it. Let me ask you this with all sincerity. Have you ever felt that your worst loss led to your most beautiful turning point? If you've ever had such a moment, please share it, because your story might be a spark of light in someone else's darkness. And we, those who feel deeply with every heartbeat, have never been alone on this journey. Cancer, if you're still uncertain, if you sense something shifting but can't yet name it, don't walk away just yet, because what I'm about to share next might be exactly what you've been waiting so long to hear. And if your heart just quietly stirred while reading this, then maybe you are ready to step into the next part of your journey, where miracles will start to appear more clearly. If you feel this energy touching you, let me know by subscribing to the channel. It's not just a way to stay connected with me, but a gentle commitment to yourself that you won't turn away from the call of your heart again, because what's about to be revealed will make you look back at every hardship you've endured with completely different eyes. There's still a secret the universe is waiting for the perfect moment to give you. There will be reasons to smile, simple reasons, a warm gaze, a kind word, or a peaceful moment amidst chaos. And from these simple things, Cancer, a new chapter will unfold, where you begin to protect what is most sacred to you, your heart, your peace, and your own worth. I see you entering a phase where every decision becomes clearer, more firm. It's time to draw boundaries, not to push others away, but to protect the light inside you from hands that don't appreciate it. You no longer accept relationships that drain you. No longer keep someone just because you fear loneliness. And this isn't coldness, it's healing. When I saw the Five of Swords and Justice appear again, I knew you were being given a chance to stand up for yourself, this time with self-respect, not anger. Someone once took advantage of your kindness, didn't they? They thought you'd stay silent forever. They didn't believe the light of truth would come out. But Cancer, truth always finds its way. And when you live with a beautiful heart, the universe stands with you. You don't need to fight loudly, because those who use deceit will eventually fall into their own traps. What used to be pain is now becoming power. Have you ever been through that? Someone tried to bring you down, and they were the one who fell first? If that ever happened, tell me your story. It doesn't just matter to you. It could be the guiding light for someone else. Because now, you're not only receiving what belongs to you, you'll receive even more. A well-deserved recognition, a reward, a leap you never dared to believe was possible. I see it so clearly, Cancer. You weren't born just to survive. You were born to shine. And even when you feel invisible in this noisy world, please remember, none of your efforts were in vain. Everything you've done has already been seen. Your moment has arrived. The cards are whispering it, the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, and the Knight of Cups. A love story is about to begin or be reborn. If you're in a relationship, there may have been distance, misunderstandings, silences that weigh on your heart. But love doesn't disappear. It only hides beneath pride and fear. If both of you dare to speak your truth, the miracle will return. And if you're single, someone has been silently watching you, not out of curiosity, but because of a genuine spark. They're waiting for the right moment to come close. This isn't a game, but a rare connection. The kind where souls recognize each other before the heart has time to name it. But don't close your heart just yet, because I can also see that you've endured hurtful words, gazes that made you question your own worth. Perhaps you've asked yourself, am I good enough? But the cards that arrive today aren't here to answer that question. They're here to bring you back to yourself. All those criticisms, they are not the truth. The truth is, you are worthy, you are whole, and you don't need to shrink yourself to be loved. This is the time for you to release what weighs your soul down, a relationship, a job, or a limiting belief you've carried for too long. What's coming needs space to arrive, and you need to clear that space, not just around you, but within you, to welcome it in. Someone from the past might want to come back, but be careful. Not everyone who returns has good intentions. Some only come back because they can't bear seeing you stronger than they expected. This is the moment when you must listen to your heart, not your fear. Ask yourself, do I want to keep repeating the old, or begin something healthier, gentler for myself? Because, dear Cancer, not everyone deserves a place in your sacred space. Not everyone is worthy of the light you carry. And the universe is placing you before a choice: to continue the old life or to courageously step into a new journey. I believe you'll choose the right path, because what's coming, it's huge, and I want you to receive it with an open heart. Write in the comments if this resonates with you. I am ready to receive all the good life has for me. What is meant for me, no one can take away. Write it, speak it, believe it, because when you declare it with your whole heart, the universe will hear. And if you're still reading, I believe nothing is a coincidence. You are being guided by divine timing, the sacred moment the universe arranged for you to hear these words. This message is for you, at the right time, at the right moment, because life has never missed a beat when speaking to a heart ready to awaken. And if you feel these words are touching the deepest part of you, help me spread this light to other hearts by liking, sharing this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Each time you subscribe, it's not just support, it's a confirmation that you've chosen yourself, you've chosen the path of healing, and you're no longer walking it alone. And if you're wondering whether this journey still holds something ahead, then stay, because the next revelations will take you closer to what you've long been seeking, a confirmation from the universe you cannot ignore. Beloved Cancer, everything you've been through, every tear, every moment of silence, every long night of confusion has brought you to this moment. And now, it's finally your turn to receive. Sit with me just a little longer, because there are still truths the universe wants to whisper into your ears, truths that can no longer be hidden. And I, like an old grandmother, wish to offer them with all the sincerity in my heart. You've had to swallow your tears. You've smiled while your heart was breaking. You've been strong not because you wanted to, but because you had no other choice. And I want you to know that strength was never invisible to the universe. Every time you stood up when you had no energy left, every time you gave kindness while you were still in pain, every time you forgave without receiving an apology, they were seeds you planted in silence. And now is the time to harvest. But before you can receive the new, you must close the old. This is the threshold where many falter, because letting go always comes with pain. I understand that. I have felt pain too. How many times did I hold on to something that no longer belonged to me just because I feared loneliness? How many times did I let others hurt me simply because I didn't know how to set boundaries? But then I learned, what doesn't nourish you will slowly drain you. And you, Cancer, were not born to exist in exhaustion. So, I ask you, with all the love in my heart, what in your life is no longer aligned, but you're still holding on to it? Who is the one who keeps hurting you with their silence? What are you dragging like a heavy chain just because you haven't learned how to break free yet? The cards do not lie. They are showing me that the moment is now. There is no more time to hesitate, to postpone, to retreat. You are ready to close a chapter and open a brand new page, a page written by you, in the handwriting of a heart that has grown. And this, my love, isn't just about love or work. This is about you, about how you see yourself, how you treat yourself, and what you believe about your worth. You may have forgotten this, so let me remind you. You deserve the best, not leftovers, not after others are done, but now, fully, unconditionally. If some part of you still whispers, "I'm not sure I'm strong enough," then let me hold you with the gentle words of someone who's seen many souls heal themselves. You've weathered storms, you've survived waves that would have swept others away, and you're still here with your whole heart. So, what is there that you cannot overcome? I see it clearly. A major crossroads is appearing before you. You can continue down the old path, where you've grown used to gray zones, to false silences and painful compromises. Or you can courageously step through the door that's opening, even if what's behind it is still unclear. I understand everyone fears the unknown, but hear me well. The universe never gives you anything you're not ready to receive. If change is knocking on your door today, then surely it comes bearing the gift you've long deserved. But remember that old path is no longer meant for you. You have completed a karmic loop you've been stuck in for many years. Now you are standing before a karmic shift, a profound transformation of the soul. I cannot leave this unsaid. I see someone from your past wanting to come back, not because they've truly changed, not because they see your worth, but because they realize you're moving forward, breaking free from the circle that once trapped you, and they can't bear that. This is the moment you must place your hand on your heart and ask, does that person still deserve a place in my life? But you know what? That person is not the only threat you need to watch for. In the next part, I will speak of another energy, quieter but far more dangerous. And if you don't recognize it soon, it may cause you to miss a sacred opportunity the universe is sending your way. Cancer. This is the golden moment when you are allowed to choose. Not everyone who once knew you is meant to walk with you forever, and you don't have to feel guilty about that. Kindness does not mean sacrificing yourself. Your light is not for others to consume. It's for you to illuminate your own path first. If you feel like I'm speaking directly about you, leave a comment that says, "I choose myself. I am ready to walk toward the light." That is the first promise you offer your soul, and I believe the universe will hear it. And if your heart quietly trembled at these words, don't keep them to yourself. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so I can continue walking this path with you, because this journey still holds many miracles waiting for us ahead. And if you truly choose yourself, if you are truly ready to walk toward the light, then act now. Let one small click become a powerful vow to your soul. Beloved Cancer, if there's anything that ever made your heart heavy, then this very moment is the time for it to become light, because you no longer need to strain to give unconditionally. It's time for you to receive, to be loved, to be heard without any justification. You've given away the most precious parts of your soul, sometimes without even realizing it. And now, the universe is opening its arms to return to you all that you truly deserve. This is not simply an ending, it is a total transformation. Not just changes in your outer world, but a complete rebirth within you. You will see yourself with eyes full of compassion. You will stop settling for mediocrity. You will stop staying silent in the face of injustice, and for the first time in a long time, you'll know how to say no, not out of selfishness, but because you have finally learned how to love yourself. But before you turn that page, I want you to promise me one thing, that you will never abandon yourself again. Write these words in the comments, not just to say them, but to carve them as a sacred vow to your soul. I believe in this journey. I release what no longer serves me. I open my heart to receive the new with full trust. Write it, feel it, look in the mirror, and speak it to yourself. Don't let the words be just meaningless sounds. Let them become your choice of living, so that one day you will look back and realize this very moment began to change your whole life. You were not born to live in fear. You were not born to take leftovers. You were not born to endure. You were born to live a full life. And that is no longer a distant dream. It's closer than you think. So, Cancer, are you ready to cross over? Are you ready to put a full stop to what no longer belongs to you? Do you have enough faith to open the door to what's coming? If the answer is yes, you will see the universe has been waiting for this moment for a very long time. Because when you choose yourself, when you clear away the old space, when you are brave enough to say, "This is enough," life will respond, and it will respond gloriously. Thank you, beloved soul, for still being here, for staying until this very moment, for listening with all your heart. Maybe you've grown so used to enduring alone that you've forgotten sometimes one sincere word can heal. And that is exactly what I want to be today. A hug in words, a silent yet sincere presence. If today you still don't see the beauty in your life, believe that it is on its way. Believe that you are not alone and you are not invisible. The universe sees you, and so do I. There is something I have never told you, but now it is time. You are not weak because you feel. You do not lose when you cry, when you collapse, when you no longer have the strength to move forward. That doesn't make you less. It makes you more human. And if you knew how many times the universe paused just to watch you, to admire you for how you kept trying to live well even when no one acknowledged it. You might stand taller, be prouder, even in the middle of the storm. Listen to what I'm about to say, because it is deeply important. The phase you're about to close is not a random page. It is the end of an entire chapter of bitter trials, of internal struggles you have silently endured. Every moment of doubt, every unseen tear, every time you held back from falling, none of it was meaningless. It was all soil turned over so that today you may plant yourself with full awareness in love and awakening. And the most beautiful part is not only is something new waiting for you, but your truest, most radiant self is also returning. You will rediscover the laughter you once lost. You will remember the dreams you tucked away just to please others. You will come back to your calm, to the faith you thought had vanished. You will look in the mirror and see someone stronger, clearer, who knows exactly what they deserve. Not because everything has become easy, but because you chose to keep going even when the skies were still dark. And that, Cancer, is what makes you so brilliantly radiant. If you are ready to open your heart to receive the next part of this journey, leave a comment. I am the brave one who chooses the light, even when my heart still trembles. And if these words have touched your heart, share them. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so I can continue being here whenever you need to hear something meant just for your heart. Because you know, those who truly choose themselves, those who are truly ready to walk into the light, always know how to take action. Beloved Cancer, no matter how many trials you've gone through, this very moment is when you truly step into a new chapter, where you no longer live in fear, where you no longer have to please others to be loved. What's coming won't be like before, and in the next part, I will reveal a powerful sign that the universe is sending just for you. A message that, if ignored, might cost you the most precious opportunity of your life. So please, stay until the end. Something is waiting to change your destiny. Would you like to continue, beloved Cancer? You may have felt lost in the rush of life, doubted yourself, believed that your sensitivity was a burden. But today, you are mature enough to realize that very sensitivity is the greatest gift creation has ever given you. And you will see, challenges will still arise, because that is the nature of life. But you will no longer face them from fear, from doubt, or from a sense of inadequacy. You will step forward with the steadiness of a soul that has stood at the edge of the abyss and still chosen to move ahead. Not because everything was easy, but because you have become stronger than what once tried to break you. Love and Moondust, there is something I want to tell you from the depths of my heart. Never apologize for having changed. Do not feel guilty for choosing to walk away from things that no longer fit. Do not try to explain yourself to those who never tried to understand you. You are growing, and that growth at times may make those around you uncomfortable, but that is not your fault. It is an inevitable transformation. Your journey is unique. You do not need to shrink yourself to make someone else comfortable. And now, special opportunities are knocking at your heart. Perhaps a new direction in your career, a door opening to a stable future, or simply a small choice. But if you listen closely to your intuition, it could become the biggest turning point of your life. Do not underestimate the seemingly small things. Like a seed that seems insignificant, but hidden inside is an entire garden. The universe is giving you the chance to start anew, not from zero, but from experience, from gratitude, from the light you found in the darkness. And it's not just about work or money. I see healing approaching in your closest relationships. Conversations that have never been spoken. Misunderstandings that have created distance between two people. Now the energy of empathy is paving the way. Someone will listen to you, Truly listen, without interrupting, without judging, without making you feel small. And that, dear Cancer, is a gift more precious than any material possession. Now let me speak about love, but not the kind painted in movies. I'm talking about real love, where you don't have to play a role to be loved. Love comes when you stop chasing and start choosing yourself. Love is born from equality, from understanding glances, from hugs without reason. If you're in a relationship, be brave enough to let go of pride so both can talk as two honest souls. If you're alone, know that someone is walking towards you, bringing a sincere heart, no empty promises, just genuine presence. But above all, the strongest thing in today's reading is what you're awakening from within. You're remembering your primal strength. You're learning to trust your intuition, no longer betraying it to please others. You're learning to say no, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. You're learning that your peace is non-negotiable, your time is precious, and your energy is sacred. This is the time of a Cancerian awakening, a comprehensive awakening meant for a soul as deep and sensitive as yours. So promise me one last thing, not with words, but with choices. Never again abandon yourself to please anyone else. Embrace yourself, not for what you've achieved, but because you deserve to be loved just for being you. If these words have touched your heart, if you feel they are meant for you, please leave a comment. I welcome the good, release what no longer fits, and choose myself with all love and gratitude. And if you truly believe you deserve a new beginning, please share this video with a friend who is also on a healing journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can meet again whenever you need a reminder that you are not alone. Because sometimes a small video is enough to change someone's entire day. And who knows, maybe today you are the one bringing that light to a soul in need. And if you think what you've just heard is important, then prepare yourself for the next part, because what I'm about to say is even more significant. Beloved Cancer, if you are at peace with yourself, then the universe will begin to adjust to support you. But there is something deeper I want to express right now. The wound you've carried for so long, maybe from childhood, from a betrayal, from a feeling of abandonment, or words that pierced your heart. I can feel it, even if you've hidden it behind a smile, even if no one truly understands. I see you, and you are not alone. You are not broken, and you are not less valuable just because you sometimes feel vulnerable. Everything you've been through is real. It hurts, it leaves scars, but it also leaves valuable lessons. And now, the time for healing has come. Not by forgetting, but through understanding. It's time to stop fighting the past and start embracing it, with all that has happened and all that couldn't happen. Because you cannot change the past, but you can choose to change how you view it. And when you truly want to heal, everything will change. Not because the world suddenly transforms, but because you begin to walk differently, more gently, more lovingly. You will realize that you don't need to exhaust yourself to be loved. You don't need to prove you're worthy. You, with your gentleness, with your sincerity, with that sensitive heart, have always been enough. If today I could leave you with just one thing, it would be this: you are not lost. The universe knows exactly where you are, even if you feel invisible, abandoned, or exhausted. There is still a sacred force guiding you step by step. Even when you don't see it, it's still happening. So close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and promise yourself, you will choose yourself. You will let go of the fear that holds you back. You will open your heart to the new, even if your heart still trembles. You will trust, not because there's any guarantee, but because you are worthy. With all the experience of someone who has walked through the deepest shadows of the soul, I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. What is coming to you is beautiful, deserved, and fair. But it requires one thing. You must truly be ready to receive it. Blessings cannot enter a place already filled with unhealed pain. Cleanse your soul, say goodbye to old wounds, be grateful for what has passed, and prepare yourself for a miraculous rebirth. It's almost over, but don't leave just yet. Stay with me a little longer, because the last thing I want to say is the most important of all. Oh dear Cancer, thank you for staying with me until the very end of this journey. We've come a long way, and now I want to give you not just a message, but a gift, a soul gift for you to keep whenever you feel lost, whenever the world becomes too loud, whenever you need a small light to guide your way back to yourself. Beloved Cancer, there is a kind of transformation that doesn't happen with noise, but silently, deeply, from within. It's not a loud breakthrough, but a quiet, decisive choice to stop merely existing and start truly living. And today, I want to tell you, you've crossed an invisible but powerful threshold. This is the time of a soul rebirth, when you not only come back to life, but live in alignment with your most original soul. No one hears the sound when it happens, but your soul has already recorded it. You are no longer the same person. You are beginning to live with awareness, with a heart that has matured, with the light of courage. And the most beautiful thing is, you will soon rediscover what you thought was lost, that pure, sincere joy. The kind of joy that needs no reason, like a cool breeze on a sunny day, like laughter that bursts out in a moment of peace. You will begin to appreciate the small things. A gentle gaze, a familiar song playing at just the right moment, a rainy afternoon that stills your heart to remind you that you are alive. You will begin to attract new people, souls who cherish you not for what you can do, but simply for your presence. And you will begin to let go, not from anger, but from understanding. You will no longer hold on to someone just because you fear emptiness, because you now know those who truly love you will never make you feel alone. You no longer need to sacrifice yourself just to be kept. There is an old dream waiting to be awakened, a wish you buried because you once believed you weren't enough. But today, you'll start seeing doors gently open, invitations from the universe, calling you back to what truly makes your heart sing. When you live authentically with your passion, the universe always listens, and in that moment, everything starts falling into place. A cosmic alignment is unfolding, step by step, leading you back to your greatest life purpose. However, I need to tell you this, not to frighten you, but to prepare you. When you begin to shine, some people will feel uncomfortable. The shadows will try to pull you back. Old images, old habits, old relationships will return just to test whether you are truly ready to walk toward the light. And if you're still reading this, I believe you are ready. Because today, you are no longer easily shaken. You have fallen and risen. You have lost and healed. You have loved in silence and hurt with kindness. Every step you took, every tear you shed, every choice you made was seen by the universe. Nothing was wasted. Every crack you've carried is now letting the light in. Now is the time to harvest. Lift your head, open your heart, and make space for what has never been before. What's coming is unlike anything you've ever lived. It is a new chapter written with courage, decorated with tenderness, and guided by truth. And before we part ways, I want us, you and me, to do one small thing together. Gently place your hand over your heart. And if you feel something stir, close your eyes and whisper, "I have traveled far enough to return to myself. I am ready. I receive. I am grateful. Because you are worthy. You are worthy of the most beautiful things. of unconditional love, of safety you don't have to beg for, of recognition without needing to explain yourself, and of the peace that comes from within, the kind no one can ever take away. Dear Cancer, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. And if you see this ending as a ray of light in a cloudy sky, don't hesitate to leave me a message in the comments. We've been on a long journey together, and I want to keep walking by your side whenever you need a reminder you are not alone. Please like this video, share it with someone who needs light right now, and don't forget to subscribe, because this journey is only just beginning, and there are so many miracles waiting for us ahead. I wish you a new chapter filled with love, gentleness, and peace. May you always remember, the light you carry in your heart is the most precious gift you can offer the world. Thank you for having the courage to heal, for staying until the end, and for allowing me to be a part of your journey.